winter campaign returns for, I think, week 10. Welcome, Will.
Thank you, Jack.
We are recording this on the day of the big downfall of snow in Stafford on the Monday, and we thought what better time with Storm Kira going on at the moment, with the council enacting their SWEP policy. It would be a great idea to catch you up on that and to give you all the lowdown about the information, how we know about it, and all that kind of stuff, because we talked about it a lot last year because it was very cold. It's got very cold again and promises to be cold into February. So, Will, SWEP, what does it stand for?
Severe Weather Emergency Protocols. And the reason it's significant is because we want to explain to you what needs to happen if you saw somebody out during the day and you wanted to tell them about SWEP, which will be running for the next couple of days, what they have to do, because there is a sequence of events. And it's important you know what that is, and it's important you share it with that person. In fact, I've had 2 phone calls today about people who potentially fall under SWEP that we're working with.
So, SWEP stands for Severe Weather Emergency Protocol.
It does.
What does Severe Weather Emergency Protocol mean?
Councils are allowed now to use their flexible sort of choice of options, so it doesn't have to be below freezing for a number of days. It has to be severe weather, which is what we've experienced in the last 24 hours. And basically the process is this. The individual has to present to be risk assessed, which is fair enough, at the Riverside offices of the Stafford Borough Council, which is the one down by Revolution, where Wetherspoons is and is being repaired. So you need to go into that office, or the person does, before 4 o'clock. Is
that Monday to Friday, or is if, like, for example, Storm Kira, however you pronounce it, happened on a weekend? High winds is one of the severe weather things.
There are some telephone numbers which we've got and which are out there on the website that the Borough Council have. They need to be assessed and risk assessed, and then they will be offered accommodation. And that accommodation is likely to be Eagle House, and places are restricted. But it's all based on risk assessments. You can't simply just turn up at Eagle House and say, under SWEP, I need to come in type thing. You have got to have an assessment, and then Eagle House will know to expect you, and then you will be accommodated by Eagle House, which is run by Midland Heart, and that will be for a couple of days. And the point is getting somebody off the street. That's the most important thing.
When it's a threat to life. And Absolutely. It really is important, if you're watching this and you're not rough sleeping, it's important for you to know if you see people in town who you engage with regularly, if you chat to rough sleepers, or if you just see somebody for the first time. It's definitely worth saying the weather is horrible. Have a little check to see whether it's up and running. You could call us, you could call Eagle House. You could call the council and then tell people where they need to go.
And I think it's worth, again, while we talk about that, is that severe weather, there's sort of severe weather is severe weather in your head and in our head and in the council's head. Even if it's not severe, but you still see somebody out on the street, then give them the advice to go to the Borough Council. We've talked about this so much. If you see somebody, you can always phone in on Street Scene. You can even have it on your smartphone.
It's an app.
And it's an app, and you just say where it is.
Street Link. You keep saying Street Scene, but it's Street
Link. And you just type into the app where it is and the nearest description. You don't even have to put your name if you don't want to. It doesn't really matter. But that will be picked up by the services, and it's just critical, particularly as the weather is very, very cold. It's windy. It's going to last a couple of days, but it's important that we get that message out there. There is a process, so don't think, oh gosh, there's nowhere for people to go. There is. Obviously, we've got advice. We work with lots of people from the Borough Council. In fact, they phoned us today just to give us a heads up that it was live, and we spoke about an individual that we're looking for. So the more people that know about it, the better. But please try and get informed. If the person you're speaking to doesn't respond in a positive way, that is their choice, but at least you have shared that with them, and it gives you a feeling that you're actually doing something, because I know a lot of people feel very, very frustrated.
If that happens to you, we do have some videos previously in this winter campaign describing why that might happen, how to deal with that, and all sorts of information around that. So please do go back. If this is the first one you're watching, hello. We've done 9 previous, I think, if we're on 10. Yes, you're more than welcome to go back and check those videos out for more advice and information about how we do what we do, and how the world is affected by homelessness and how we affect that world.
A couple of other quick things. I had another phone call today from somebody, just a member of the public, saying, oh, the weather's getting really horrible. Just remind me when you're open. And I thought that was a really, really cool thing to do. So just to remind you when we're open.
Well, House of Bread is open 24/7, isn't it, Will?
Yep.
And then underneath that, we have our premises, Cafe 43, that has different opening times during the week.
Yes.
And they are?
Tuesday from noon till 6. Wednesday from 9:30 till 6. Thursday from 9:30 to 6, and then on Fridays we do a sort of an invitational only event, and that's for folk who have a higher level of need than perhaps most,
and don't like the busier time of the normal
and
open
that's
time.
10 till 2 to 2 o'clock. So that's important to remember that we're open, and if we need to change or we need to open for slightly more over this weather, then we'll tell you about it.
Fantastic. Right, Good. Thank you very much, Will, for joining us.
Thank you.
For joining me. There's only one of me, thankfully. Thank you very much for joining us. There is two of us. Like I said, please do go back and check out the previous winter campaign videos if you haven't watched them. If you want to know all about our fundraising events, us saying thank you to various people, check out Hob News. That goes up on Sundays at 4. But until then, we will see you next time. Thank you very much as ever for watching. Goodbye.
Take care.